We're talking about corruption. Now, there are two beautiful achievements this government has achieved since they came into power. Give it to them. And that is consumption and corruption. So, would you say these things have been addressed? What would be your reason for getting into the ruling party? How can you convince people that it is not because of the quest for power and quest for money?
This is unbelievable. Kenneth Okonkwo has finally come out to come and defend himself after being invited to ALOT by Bola Tinubu, and he came out and said a lot about what Bola Tinubu told him, and maybe he's switching side or he's not switching side. You guys stay connected to the very end of this video so that you guys will know what maybe Kenneth Okonkwo has finally switched side to APC, or is still with us still with the obedience. But people stay connected to the very end. I'll be back. See you soon.
Welcome back to Like TV show.
The whole of crime scene
is happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to the Live TV show. If you are new to this show, don't forget to click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also drop your comment in the comment section about what is going on in Nigeria, what is going on in Africa, and especially what is going on in Nigerian politics, so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop another video into this channel. There have been a lot of comments lately that Kenneth Okonkwo has switched side, that he has been bribed, he's already corrupt, that he has dropped his standard, that he said he has been bribed because President Bola Tinubu invited him to ALOT to for a private meeting. That so a lot of people are now saying that how will a president invite an opposite person, an opposite party member to come and to a private meeting? A lot of people have been saying that Kenneth Okonkwo has been bribed, that he's already corrupt, that he has already switched side to Bola Tinubu, to APC. But I want you guys to stay connected to the very end of this video, because I'm about to play you a video of Kenneth Okonkwo saying what Bola Tinubu told him when he was invited to the private meeting with him. So you guys should not just come out and jump into conclusion about what's going on here. So let us listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo, let's hear from the mouth, from his mouth, so that we will know what we are going to use to decide. My people will stay connected to the very end of this video. I'll be very back so that I will do a more analysis about what is going on. Stay connected to the very end. I'll be back. See you soon.
I think everybody is a suspect, including me.
Oh dear.
It's just that I've not had enough evidence to convict myself. There's nothing wrong in seeing the president. You don't say no to a president. But there's something wrong when you psychophantically make a 360 degree to all the principles you say you hold dear. What have changed? Now, the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He has the right to command me to come and see him. I would not have a choice in it, but I would have a choice to what I would say. I would have a choice to my demeanor when I had finished seeing him. What he cannot command is what I would say. But if he says I must see him, I have to see him. He's in charge of the security of myself, including me. You have to respect the office of the president. From where I come from, there is an adage that when you're giving a message to the king, you can deliver the message. But when you're told to go and carry the king, you cannot go to carry the king. So it is really very pathetic.
In other words, they may say politics is a game of interest. Your brand of politics doesn't accommodate this kind of interest.
The game of integrity. You're driven by what was your intention when you decided to join politics. I couldn't have left my comfort zone as a movie actor, a pioneer one for that matter, to come into politics and begin to be sycophantic. What else do you want to give me? Fame? Fortune? I believe before you get into politics, you should have minimal of all these things so that you wouldn't be thrilled by them. I would prefer to be called Kenneth, the servant. There is a need that you have to live your life in service of God and service of humanity. That should be the only force that should drive you into getting into politics. You said you didn't like Muslim ticket. You left on your own volition. Has the Muslim ticket been solved? If you are talking about corruption, there are two beautiful achievements this government has achieved since they came into power. Give it to them. And that is consumption and corruption. So, would you say these things have been addressed? What would be your reason to getting into the ruling party? How can you convince people that it is not because of the quest for power and quest for money? You should be able, whenever you want to make a move, why do you want to make the move? It is not the move that is the problem. Even in court, even in judgment, they will tell you it's not the ratio that is the problem. What was the reason for the ratio delegate? As an actor, I play the lead 98% of the time. I'm expected to come first. I'm expected to go last. Serving the people is a full-time job. You can be called at any time. If I leave the movie set, everything will stand still until I come back. So at a certain point, I was combining both. And when I saw that I was getting deeper, and both are going to suffer because you can't delegate either. And being a perfectionist, anywhere I am in, I want to give my best. One has to give way.
I see.
Bola, I'm always not very comfortable with the word defection. I resigned from APC and I joined another party. You defect when you move from a party to another. Let's say you are a member of the National Assembly. And in Nigeria, you must be a member of a political party to hold any office. So there won't be any chance for you to resign. In that circumstance, you can defect. Good. But when you resign and join another party, that's not on facts. So when you are honest and you put the facts on the table, everybody says it. You may be surprised that Nigerians know the truth. They simply don't have the will to implement the truth. Those people that are running to go and shake hands, they know the truth. Because it was the truth purportedly that made them to leave the place in the first place. So, if you are going back to the same place you left, purporting on the basis of truth, you better be able to convince people that there is another truth you have discovered that is non-existent. First of all, he has the absolute right of freedom of assembly and freedom of association. It is his fundamental right. So I respect it and I wish him well. Now, I wouldn't have had anything against it, but I have reservation on the reasons he gave. I must have to say that word, special purpose vehicle, I always cringe when I hear it. Because when we were in the process of campaign, I remembered one tape that was exposed by one Michael. And he said special purpose vehicle is the vehicle that politicians use to siphon money in the name of consultancy contract award. So I am uncomfortable with his choice of words. If you wanna ask me, I'll say it's ill-advised. Because when you say ideological differences, It was existing before you entered the party. Could it then be that you are an opportunist? Because you said, and I'm talking about what he said, the only reason you entered was to go and contest the election. And the question is this: if he had gone into the election and won, would he have remembered ideological differences? That is why you are an opportunist. That is why you have portrayed yourself as an opportunist. So your whole idea is to go in and win election, not ideology.
Was there any consultation within the party? Were you aware of any before he made that decision?
Well, I know, saying what I know, that immediately he stepped down from the DG. I can say it with every degree of responsibility that he constructively had left the party, because I wasn't aware of any other interaction he had with the party. I wasn't aware. So I think he just verbalized it. So that's all I can say about it. He said it's his reasons. And I'm saying I differ with it. There was nothing about him when we were campaigning that showed me that he entered into this just to win or lose election.
Okay, so if you were in
that
his
was
shoes,
not my opinion.
if you were in his shoes, what
Yeah.
would you have done?
What would I have done?
Yeah.
My goodness. What would I have done if I wanted to resign? If I was in his shoes, at his age, I would be thinking about how to go and stay with my grandchildren. Maybe. If I believe, because he has sampled all the parties and he said he's a rightist. I wonder which party in Nigeria now has a clear ideology of right or left. I did not say there is no ideology. I said there's no clear-cut ideology. And then people mutate according to different reasons. You will see a president who will go in and he has a different ideology from his party in Nigeria, and the party will become confused. APC, for instance, if you read their manifesto, you'll be so thrilled. And if they had followed the manifesto, there wouldn't have been any reason they wouldn't have achieved their objectives. They talked about restructuring. They talked about state police. They talked about 1 naira to $1. And if they had followed those steps, they would have arrived at the decision. Then a president came in and said, sorry, I don't even know what you're talking about. So there is no dedication. There is no determination. There is no discipline. When you don't have this, sorry, you cannot have consistency in creativity that will give you the objectives that you want. So it is in a state of flux. That's why when I hear somebody saying ideological differences, which one? So what we have in Nigeria now is that you identify a politician that you believe has the commensurate character, competence, and capacity that you know can generate the ideas that can solve Nigeria problems, not the issue of party. Because you have to establish party discipline first before you can say the party can impose its will on its elected members. That we don't have. When people are elected in Nigeria, they become leaders of the party. And what the party had in mind electing them becomes secondary and subordinates itself to their majesty. So because of that system, it is better if you're looking for a new Nigeria, for instance. That's the only reason we entered Labour Party. To identify the politicians that have these qualities, irrespective of whatever they have in their manifesto. Recall that when I was the former presidential spokesperson, I did tell Nigerians, please ignore whatever is in the manifesto. Whoever wants to be your president must come and sit down and tell you what he has for you, and you cross-examine him. In absence of that, Whatever you see in the manifesto is just the beautiful, brilliant work of one professor somewhere that will end up in a dustbin. Elected officers are the first malfeasance. They are the first culprits that break the law at will. The laws are there. Even in the party constitution, the laws are there. But once somebody catches any political power, he sees himself as being above the law. You can imagine, you catch somebody driving the wrong way, and he will boldly tell you, I am a soldier, and it's irresponsible of you to catch me driving through the wrong way. This is the mentality. If we can implement the rule of law equally on everybody, that is the only route to get back to that. The days you were talking about, people had shame, they had conscience, and they had the ability to maintain the law. They were just coming out from colonialism, which they spent almost 100 years under. And it has already been entrenched in their DNA that you obey the law or you pay the penalty. So that is just what is happening. Indiscipline.
Okay.
Corruption. You know, before P2B came into Labour Party, they didn't have much of elected officers. So you can only test the level of their discipline after we have now had some members that are elected. When this government wanted to corruptly enrich the members of the National Assembly by giving them 165 million naira each of 100% imported SUV, the Labour Party kicked against it. The Labour Party said, no, we don't want this. Nigerians are too hungry to afford this. But not one of the elected representative of Labour Party, not to my knowledge, came out to forcefully say, my party has said this and I'm not part of it. That is what we're saying. And that's why I said, unless the party elected leaders subordinate themselves to the ideology of their parties, we will not get there. And that is why I'm saying, whoever becomes the president is very, very important. I know what P2B would have done. He did it in Anambra State. He was going with only 2 or 3 vehicles. He would drive himself to the filling station and they will fill the cars and he will pay. He will bring out money as governor and pay for it. Whatever money he's giving out, he's supervising it. So if P2B, for instance, I'm just saying, had been president, then who are you to go and tell him he will spend 165 million naira to purchase SUV for you? And he will ask you, because that's what he will do. He will ask you why. And then you will tell him, you know, we have bad roads. You see, the reasons these people give is mind-boggling that they have bad roads. This government has been, the APC government has been in power for more than 8 years. And they're saying they have bad roads. They need solid cars in order to ply the bad roads which they inflicted on the people. Then P2B will say, okay, give me the list of those bad roads. You are elected people of your place. Let's repair the bad roads so that they can use made in Nigerian cars. So, but these people will say, no, let us acquire this machine. Of course, you know it's not bad roads. They just want to show off so that more of their Piccadilly heads of every expenditure is initiated by the executive. The legislature has the right only to approve. So you cannot be a member of the legislature and force it on the executive that you must drive SUV, because everything must have to be in the Appropriation Act. But then if you're a president, you cannot be driving the most powerful SUV and then you have the right to tell the Senate president, no, you can't drive this. So if the president, for instance, says it is the policy of this government that every official of the government must drive made in Nigerian car, it becomes a policy. The duty of the National Assembly is to make laws.
Okay.
Not to execute them or administer them. So if the
right.
president himself is using made in Nigeria car, I'll tell you, no member of the National Assembly will ever even have the guts to ask for it.
Thank you for staying connected to the very end of this video, my great and wonderful viewers. You know, as I'm looking at it, Kenneth Okonkwo is not a person that can deflate into to APC, because his words, even though a lot of people have been saying that he should try to be speaking small English, that he have been speaking big English, that people do not understand him, that this, that, a lot of comments, you know, ever since Bola Tinubu invited him into Aso Rock, there has been a lot of comments. I've been seeing a lot of people that Kenneth Okonkwo have deflated, that he's no more believing in the obedient revolution anymore. You know, that's why I just saying that I decided that immediately this video came out, and he said a lot of things in this video. Because if you go back and listen to this video very well, you will see that he was saying that if anybody wants to resign, that person has, you know, lost his integrity, lost his everything, that is not of his business, that it did not come into politics just because of the money or anything, that he was a pioneer in the music, in a movie industry, that you don't expect he had the fame, he had the money, he had everything before he came into politics. So you don't expect him to come into the politics because of the money. A lot of politicians out there that they are into this politics because of money. So as I'm looking at it, you know, this Kenneth Okonkwo is not a man that can deflate, that can, you know, leave this obedient revolution. Is a man of his word. Is a man of integrity. He's not like all these lawyers, all these other lawyers, all these justice, all these nonsense people that are in the judiciary system, that have destroyed Nigeria totally. So people have been saying that there's nothing money can do, there's nobody money can control. But let me tell you one single thing: is the motive, your motive of doing things. Your motive of doing things is the major thing. If the motive of you doing things, of you going into politics, is to help people, is to make sure that people see the good in politics, then no matter obstacles, no matter the bribe, no matter the corruption, no matter anything they offer you, no matter the threats, you will stand to the end. You will make sure that the truth comes out. You will make sure that everything that you do is to the end. Because all these people, you see, if you notice, almost all Bola Tinubu's ministers, they are all criminals. They are all criminals. They didn't come into the politics because of the people, because of anybody. They don't care about anybody. They are all criminals. So they came into this politics just to enrich themselves, just to make more money from politics, just to make more money from Nigerians. So, my great and wonderful viewers, always stay connected to LivePort TV show for more entertaining news about what is going on in Nigeria, in Africa, and especially what is going on in Nigerian politics. So, and if you have not clicked the subscribe button, click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also follow us on all social media platforms. And don't forget, share this video to all social media platforms so that everybody will know what is going on. That Kenneth Okonkwo is not a pet. Kenneth Okonkwo is not a person that can deflate. My people, see you in my next video. God bless you and God bless Nigeria. Don't forget, drop your comment in the comment section.
Thank you for staying connected. I like what TV show. Leave the message for you, let us know and impact you. So all we do on this channel is to bring to you prophetic words from men of God in America and outside America, from the pausing of Judy Green and Christmas, to the Vincent of Bullock and Clement and all of that. So we'll deal with that with welcome. come from them and also their prophetic wealth. And guess what? Many of these prophecies are really coming true. So just ensure you subscribe to this channel just to get more of the prophecy in pure time. Guess what? See you in the next video.